Hi everyone, Jeanette Byro here. I'm a medium and a channeler, and I wanted to have a conversation here with you about this idea that I wish I would have learned a long time ago, much earlier in my own awakening and development, was the idea that you can only meet people where they're at in conversations of spiritual things. Okay, now here's the thing, and again, this is not me this is me coming from a perspective of having totally been there and having to learn this the hard way, in the fact of when we have conversations about spiritual ideas, we may find something really, really exciting that we think everybody should know because we just came across it. But if you're trying to give a very out of the box, like way out of the box explanation, idea, new way of thinking to somebody who is just merely peeking through the side of the box, it's not even open, they're just peeking. That idea is going to be so far out of the realm of what they can believe to be true, believe to be possible, open-minded to, even if they don't understand. It can then cause them to back up more. It pushes them beyond the comfort zone, and in many cases can close them down. Now, I have had this happen to me before, where something that somebody was sharing or spirit was trying to explain to me was so far out of the box that I was like, no way, and I pushed it away until I then came back to it later. So what I'm getting at is, in your conversations, although you may feel you have something so amazing to tell, be willing to pause for a moment and ask yourself if this information is going to benefit the person you're having that conversation with. Because in some cases it absolutely will, but in some cases it won't. And not everybody needs to know the exact understandings you've just come into. You can find your specific audience. But that's not also a bad thing. We don't all have to be on the same level. We're all journeying through this life in various levels and stages according to our own evolution, what our souls desired and what this life has kind of thrown on our path and how we've chosen to move through it. So for some, they have taken the express train of spiritual awakening. And for others, they are doing it a little bit at a time and a little bit at a time. And that is entirely okay. Both sides of the spectrum are entirely okay. And so is everything in between. It doesn't mean that your ideas are weird or wrong. It doesn't mean that their ideas are totally narrow-minded. It is simply where they're at. So the reason why I say this is because sometimes when we're just beginning on a spiritual journey, we want to share everything we know because it's so amazing, and it truly is. We want everyone to know it. But sometimes when we have those conversations and people can't reciprocate it, it then makes us feel bad, and then we start to doubt or question or get frustrated, and there creates a tension when there doesn't need to be that tension in the first place. And so I share this lovingly because I know that when my awakening really started, it was really hard on my husband and I, because he was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Well, I see this and this and this." And I was wanting him to be where I was at also. But that's not a part of his journey. And since we really realized that, it's just this beautiful, cohesive relationship now where he doesn't have to be where I'm at. And that's okay. And I don't have to be where he's at, and that's okay. So I'm just saying, as we awaken and as we open, consider who your audience is. Share the messages that you feel would relate, and don't push the ideas on them. Because the beautiful thing is the universe will provide these beautiful avenues, doorways, and opportunities for where the things that you know can be shared and will be received in the best way possible. So I hope that kind of helps with maneuvering the spiritual journey and awakening. And here's the cool thing though, is we are coming into such growth of awakening on this planet that a lot of things that, we're considering how much to share, how much not to share, is on the trajectory of becoming more common conversation. And I've already seen such a shift in that in the last 5 years even. The idea of mediumship, talking to deceased people, is so not as taboo as it used to be. It's much more common knowledge now, and so I love that. So we're going to see more and more of that growth, and that's a really good thing. So we're on the right trajectory. This is just a little insight and heads up as you maneuver your awakenings. So I hope that helps you guys. Keep the questions coming. I absolutely love answering them. So let me know what else you want to know about, and I'll be back for more.